Hello. Good evening. This is the setting up part. This is the starting soon. This doesn't count. Spicy start. What do you mean spicy start? Also, is my mic's correct? It just feels like it's lower. Why is it not? Do I need to put some gain on it? Oh, just T lady no DA. Oh. um well, this right here on the screen is nothing to do with the script concept that we're going to be yeah, that's what I was wondering. It should be higher. Something's wrong. Um I can just toss gain on it. Artificial gain. Check check 1 2 1 2. Uh okay, whatever. Yeah, so this on the screen right now, this is not a set of characters that I'm going to be working with. There's another bit why I'm starting with these characters in particular. Um, and I've done this in the past for these streams. I'm betting someone can figure it out if you don't know already. There you go. There's only one minion that starts with the letter O. So it works out. It's unfortunate that I can't put all of the bottom four as minions or whatever. But it works. I'm not that surprised. Oh, I should while we're chilling, while the stream hasn't officially started yet. Um uh oh, it does look like a teensy. There's another somebody else made a teensyville of all of the characters that start with the letter S, and it looked functional. Oh, here we go. This is the script that I've looked at in the past for this concept, or not the script, the document I made in the past to think about this concept. Um, Here is all of the characters in Blood on the Clock Tower. Does it have? It doesn't have a wizard. Um, Here's all of them alphabetically. So it hasn't been updated. It does have Boffin, huh? Including Travelers and Fabled. There was one more. I think. No. I think L and V. Not V. It was L. It was L that worked. Okay, who's pinging me? Oh, okay. It's the game changer. It's the game changer group chat. Cool. My plan for this evening may or may not include a wizard. I prefer not. Breaks me great sadness to think of all the potential plot threads we'll never oh, from the latest game changer. My hope from the latest game changer episode is that they spin it off into a show. Wait, V excuse me, where's the VTuber? Excuse me. Oh, there you are. Why didn't you? Oh, because I had it inactive for the other stream. There you go. Have another head pat for you. So maybe the potential plot threads can return another day. Tune. That's my hope. What would my shirt say? I don't think I'm not that well no, it would say something about Zellathon. That's the best I got. I guess ask me about my job. I hope you're proud of yourself, Beastie. Tell me about your job. No, I don't feel like it. That's the problem, Tune. I wouldn't have a shirt that says anything because I wouldn't sign up for that shit. I don't feel like it. Coin points. All right, advertisement about to happen like nowish. I don't know when Twitch decides. Favorite Mario character. I want to go into like a joke zone. I don't want any of the base characters. Like if I was gonna pick a main character, probably like Daisy or something. But I don't want one of the base uh normal Mario characters. I want one of the wilder ones, like Paratroopa or something. Um, I can't think of it. I don't know. I am. People ask me anything that has a lot of categorization. Favorite visual novel? Toon. I play Monster Prom like as much as I possibly can. That that's not a novel. Um, I don't play enough. I don't play enough video games. Favorite terrible movie? Oh, I don't watch enough movies. I don't watch terrible movies. I need to like sit down and watch The Room with some friends. I need to I want to watch Lilo and Stitch again, but the old classic one and not these fucking live action BS. Oh right, I have to tell Twitch that there shouldn't be any sexual content on this stream, sexual themes on this stream, despite the fact that the mascot character is not wearing anything. Um. Uh. What movies? Chicken Run, not Chicken Little. Chicken Little's a good movie. Chicken Run. I'm gonna say that. Not a terrible movie. Excuse me. That doesn't answer favorite terrible movie then. My favorite terrible movie. Well, it's not a terrible movie, but I'm gonna say Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I don't think that's actually my favorite, but like, if you haven't seen it, watch that. Yeah, yeah, I think I got you, Beastie. All right. I think we're about to officially start the stream in a second because the past 12 minutes have not counted. Oh, I can put the ads in progress button away. Okay, hello. Good evening, everyone. Um I am coming to you today with a concept, with a script idea, which I have worked on in the past. I am going to specifically take this concept that I've worked on before and I'm going to try and refine it tonight. I'm going to try and work on it more, right here, right now. I hope that's exciting. I hope that's, good setup for this script, this whatever. Before we get started with any script writing, Clock Tower fans, Clock Tower players, my friends, I have a pop quiz for you. That's right. It's pop quiz time. Um, Here we have it's a grim scenario or something. Um, Here we have a circle. We have a grim. We have a game set up right now. Whoa. Hello, Palm. Hello. You've made it in time for the pop quiz. I'm here to ask you all a wonderful question. Here's the thing. Here, as you succeeded as the demon, congratulations. You are correct, Toon. But we have another question. We have another important question here. I think you want to get into the head of the storyteller for this. You want to, you want to prep yourself for that. I want to ask you over here in seat 3. Seat 3 has the Slayer's ability. What do you think would happen if seat 3 says I claim to be the Slayer and I shoot seat 8? What do you think happens, y'all? My clock tower players. Beastie says seat 8 dies. Anyone else? Anyone else? Come on, class. Seat 8 and 6 dies. Palm says the game ends, the good team wins. Micah says seat 8 dies, seat 6 dies, the game continues because seat 9 becomes the leech. Toon says the Scarlet Woman becomes leech poisoned. Well, sorry, Toon. I think you are the least accurate so far. I'm very happy that like you each person like was one step up. All right. Because Micah is absolutely correct. That is what I'm looking for. Now, if you want to get spicy, 8, 6, and 5 all die. Now, hold on. We're not there yet. Next question. Your seat. Let's say you are not a storyteller. You are seat 2 over here. You're hanging out. You're the farmer, and seat 3 does this. Seat 3 claims to be the Slayer, shoots seat 8, and then seat 8 and seat 6 die. You're over here, seat 2. You just saw 2 players die. What the heck? What the heck do you think just happened? Your thought as seat 2. What do you think happened at seat 2? You think the demon died and the tinker procced. Ooh, I love that. I have not showcased this at all, Hop. Hop, the question is seat 3, claim Slayer and shot seat 8. What is seat 2 thinking while this going on? The possible options are Slayer and Tinker, Yaga, Wizard, Slay, Leech. All right. Well, now that you're all in the right headspace, the correct answer for this is Seat 2 has no idea what happened. Seat 2 has these multiple situations that of things that could have happened, and that's the plan for today's script. Welcome to this is an old one of mine. This is a script called Tinker as a Demon Bluff. The concept that I originally had when making this script is the leech dies, the Scarlet Woman becomes the new leech, and the town doesn't actively know what exactly happened. For this one, I had like we're gonna take a few. This is gonna take a little bit of a trip, a little bit of a journey, because this is an old script. Let me see. Let me see if I can find out. Tinker as a Demon Bluff was saved to my computer in May 2023. It was just under 2 years ago that I wrote this script idea. So I think the most accurate thing that I had on this script, the most specific one, was Slayer picks the recluse, and then the storyteller decides that the Tinker also dies. Grandmother Little Monster, yeah. You notice that? Grandmother. So psychopath Little Monster can pick the grandchild player, and so the grandchild and the grandmother both die. There's a lot of weird shit that we can go into here, and oh gosh, I guess I forgot about that while working on other things, because Little Monster left this script idea pretty quickly, and I'm guessing I'm gonna have to bring it back. Lord of Typhon, get a hold on, Beastie. We're not there yet. Leech will always be on this script because that's the concept of this script. This was the first one I wrote with this concept. I once made a script all about the ways to have a banshee scream in the middle of the day. Yes, Legion. Okay, that's very fair. Because guess what? Next time I worked on this, this is a different script entirely. I like went back, started from scratch, and rewrote the title as Tinkering in the Seventh Circle. Probably because I put an atheist on there. And yeah, I got rid of Legion. I don't think Lord of Typhon was out yet, but Harpy was. Harpy is another reason 2 players might die at any time. Let's go. What else do we have? We have Golem on this one. So you can have a Golem nominate a player. That player dies, and the Tinker dies? Wait, that one doesn't... Oh, wait, no, that does work. Because the Golem nominates the Leech host in that hypothetical. Unfortunately, Grandmother didn't make it over for this one. But good news is that this is only version 1 of Tinkering in the Seventh Circle. I made a version 2. Oh wait, the evil team doesn't swap at all between version 1 and version 2. It's just the townsfolk that get mixed around. So let's move on to version 3. What else we got? We got Psychopath back for this. We do have Lord of Typhon. It finally got released when I was building this, and I tossed that on. I don't remember why. Why is Lord of Typhon important, other than having as many minions as possible? I'm gonna pitch you Mez over the alignment flippers you have right now because Evil Tinker is very fun. Oh, very fair, very real. Well, we're gonna like have a whole sort of reset on this. Oh, wait, I put a virgin on this one? Did I note that? Okay, I might have to check my notes again on this. Um, a virgin on this because the leech host can nominate the virgin and then both of them die. Um, last my most recent check on this, for some reason I renamed to Tinkering in the Eighth Circle. Lord of Typhon was removed in place for Kazali. We had a politician on here. This one. Now we're getting a little too much, a little too far, I think. So what I know I did have for some of these is spy to mess with the. Oh, that's the wrong sheet. Oh yeah, I did put it on there. A few of these had spy on them so that they could proc the virgin. Boffin. Boffin is also a great idea, which was not implemented in Below the Clock Tower when I was originally planning this out. So this is the starting point we have for today. Here is my old work of how two people die during the day. What the hell happened? And the question is, are we going full wild, like get as many possible death options there are, or actually make a solid script? Because that's the better choice. The better choice is let's actually make a solid script. And with that, I think all of these the starting point that have atheist on there, those are all popping, getting rid of. Um okay, so let's go back over here. Our starting point for this: Tinker, Scarlet Woman, Leech. Those are the important, or I guess Slayer too. I want a Slayer on here for certain. Yeah. So I'm gonna look at these old scripts. Oh, I need Harpy. Harpy is important. And we're gonna take a look. We're gonna see what's important. Oh, all of the tinkering, all of the later ones, add in the Yaga Babble, because of course Yaga Babble is incredibly obvious to put in with this concept. Um, yeah, it is probably key to this idea. I don't play enough Yaga Babble games. What else is like strong, important? And I should be looking so like I do, I try and start at the bottom here. Harpy is already on there. I did make sure to get that. Recluse. Every version of this I have made sure to have a recluse on there. And all of the later version, basically, there was a point where, after a certain point, I was like, okay, we're adding a golem too. Um, is golem pivotal to this? Buff and Tinker is fine enough as long as there's a Scarlet Woman. Oh, we'll get back to Boffin. Maybe a medium on golem. Yeah, I agree. The thing is, I'm like more interested in Plague Doctor, kinda, or possibly at this point even a Hatter. But Hatter is like a lot. We can come back to that. Zealot, no, sorry, doesn't fit. Doesn't fit in this one. Um, I want to see the third demon, the third and or fourth demon. I remember, yeah, Lord of Typhon. I don't remember why it was on here beyond an extra minion. Because I think Little Monster is just like much better for this. Because Little Monster has the capacity to proc a grandmother. Wizard, maybe. Wizard's a little. Wizard we'll get back to later. I think I'm setting up the final demon as Little Monster again, which hasn't been in rotation in quite a while. Is it in as much as Monster works with anything? Oh. I think I have to start working on. Oh, that's the wrong page. Working on townsfolk a bit. Grandmother, I think is as long as Little Monster is on here. I think grandmother has to be on here as well. I had knight a few times on here and investigator in the middle. The one that I'm quite interested in, there was one single time when working through the script that I had chambermaid on there, and I was like, ooh, I like that a lot. To see who's waking up. Unfortunately, like Yagababble didn't have the proper wake pattern anywhere on here. There was there's always been at least two start knowing. I'm gonna put it on there for now. Chambermaid. Yeah. Slayer. I like the idea of putting a fool on here because it could be a reason for no night deaths and it could be cover for the leech. Sage is very interesting. How does it work here? Yagababble's the not moving demon in the bunch. I love Fool like over Sailor on Leech scripts. And I do think it's nice for a Leech to have a little bit of cover. Sage is probably too swingy. Probably. Oh, you know what? No. Sage can't go on this because Leech is the only demon that picks their own kills. Both Yagababble and Little Monster is the storyteller picking when the sage dies. So no. Um Cannibal. Cannibal can return. Because Cannibal it can get into all sorts of hijinks. Innkeeper was on practically every version of this script. Hmm. Yeah, a farmer is the one that like could return in my head. But I probably won't have any birds. Bring Innkeeper back because right now I just sort of want to get another version of this script and then I want to start dissecting it. Oracle. Oracle was on here. What else do we have? High Priestess. I don't think that's like necessarily key to this script, but like I I love High Priestess as a character. High Priestess is like I want to say one of my favorite townsfolk, and then somebody's gonna like uh give me another townsfolk, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, no, that one's better. Town Crier. Town Crier has been on all of the late versions. Yeah, all right. Especially good with a little monster. Ooh. What else? What else did a lot of these have? I don't. I'm gonna try and avoid amnesiac or atheist. There's a virgin on here for a while. Yeah, beyond that, I kind of sort of had filler characters in my head. I know I put Village on Idiot on there late in it, practically for like Harpy Madness. What about a Shugenja? We have Recluse, we have Scarlet Woman, we have Leech, and the little monster. Honestly, I'm gonna put Shugenja on there for now. Completely new pick. Hmm, interesting. How many Start Knowing do we have right now? It's Grandmother and Shugenja instead of Grandmother and Knight. I'll put Knight back on there for a little while, and then I'll probably sort it down. But I kind of need more passives at this point. Hmm. Oh wow, I'm just noticing every version of the script has had a Grim Peaker. Pacifist monk. I had a gambler on here at one. Oh right, I had Godfather on there too. That makes more sense. All right, we'll put a savant on there for now to fill the space. How much we got? One more. Night Watchman can come back, and we can discuss it more later. Outsiders and Evil Team. Hatter, I think, works well. I liked Golem. I had Drunk on here for a while. For not a while, for once. I do think the Leech needs cover of some sort. And I've never had a Poisoner, which is very interesting to me. Widow Poison. I had Spy Misregistration, and that's about it. Lots of goblins. Heh. Okay, are we going down the Spy route or the Widow route for this one? What is our suite? We have a Town Crier. We have a Shugenja. We have an Oracle. Spy is even if dead. Ooh. I want a Spy. What's the last thing? Psychopath is the one that came up a couple times. Marionette is the other one that came up constantly. But now we actually have new options with Boffin and Wizard. I think Boffin much more picked in my head. But I'm also missing a an outsider. Or no, outsider modification right now. That's why Lord of Typhon was brought on. It was outsider modification. Oh. Huh. Honestly, I think Baron. Baron's like it is the most boring, but it works super well with Drunk. It yeah. All right. So, here's the script, everyone. We're done. We did it. Stream over. We're 40 minutes in and we done did it. No. No, that's no, we're not done. All right. So, what are we doing? We're gonna talk about this. First I'm gonna have to like actually remember what all is on the script. We're gonna go over to here. What was it? We got Knight, Grandmother Shugenja. Uh, High Priestess, Chambermaid, Town Crier, Oracle. Chambermaid. Oh, right out of Fortune Teller. Town Crier, Oracle. Innkeeper, Savant, Night Watchman, Slayer, Savant, Savant, Night Watchman. Then Fool, Cannibal. Oh, what? It's Cannibal Fool? Disagree with that order. We don't have Golem anymore. We have Hatter today. Harpy, Spy, Baron, Boffin, Skywoman, Jagababble, Leech, Lil, Monster. Okay. Steven assigned order. Blech. All right. So, what are these characters? What the heck? What the hell are all these characters? Cause like, it's good to think about what the heck. What are we doing here? What are the roles of these characters? What do these characters do? Why are we even here? Right, Hop. Specifically like townsfolk. What do each of these characters? How do each of these characters serve a purpose in the game, in the script that we're building? Because we got to look at that. Okay. What does let's start with the fool. What the heck does this fool do? Because I say that it brings cover for the demon, but no. Knight is messier because monster. You're right. That's not how we should think about it. We shouldn't think about what a good townsfolk does for the evil team. We should think about what the good townsfolk does for the good team. So what the good townsfolk does is stop a kill during the night. Night death prevention. That's what a fool does here. Unfortunately, it's a little ambiguous when it does that, but you know, it's a soldier that works better with the evil suite. Yeah, you're right. Does it do anything else on this script? That's the problem right now. Because honestly, kind of doesn't. Okay, well, maybe Fool wasn't a good place to start with this. Because guess what? Innkeeper also does night death prevention. Let me real quick on the other side. Bluff a leech. Drunk townsfolk. Witch and psychopath with fool? I mean, we do have Harpy. My microphone's falling. I could bring back psychopath. I've had that for ages. And actually, which psychopath is just funnier. Psychopath is funny on this script because you can have the Yagababble bluff psychopath. You can have the Harpy bluff psychopath, or anyone who picks the Tinker. Psycho Monster is a bit much though. True. All right. What do we have as grandmother? Confirmation. Unfortunately, that confirmation comes at the cost of Spy being on this script. With the trade-off of extra deaths. I am a little worried here. Yagababble causes extra deaths in the night. Nothing else does. I mean, Harpy can. Shoutouts to Hallow. Tinker can. Absolutely. Tinker does whatever. Tinker is the best character in Blood on the Clock Tower, as we all know. Yeah, all right. That's fine. Chambermaid. Chambermaid is just a solid bluff detector. Chambermaid picks 2 players, learns if you wake. Then you go up to them and you ask, "Hey, did you wake?" And they say, "No." And you say, well, ooh. I want to hear this. What's wrong with Innkeeper here? What's the bad vibes? It's trunking someone. It's preventing night death. Evil has just barely enough options for recovering from a missed kill. Okay. Add a DA. No. Maybe we can toss in like a witch on here to make up for it. But for the most part, Leech is the only one that has that problem. The storyteller can choose to sink into an innkeeper, but most don't. Um that's a bit of a problem with both the fool and the innkeeper. Like maybe I put a note of like, hey, have a Yagababble sink into a fool. Yagababble into a fool. Oh no, wait. Ooh. Rough with Yaga. Yeah. What we really should do, is look at how do these characters interact with Leech. Because yeah, Leech is gonna have some sticking points, some weirdness here. Uh but like that's part of the design. It's not like a gossip fair. Okay, what has some trouble with Leech? Chambermaid? Not really. Just because you can find the Leech, like if Yaga's getting too good for them. Yeah, true. All right. Um if you find the Leech, that's not like the worst thing. I guess like Oracle getting wrong info is like, whoa, how did that happen? Am I drunk or the Leech host? Or did we kill a recluse? But no, you can tell when that happens. What else? What else has weird info? Savant gets weird info. Cannibal gets weird info. So that's how you can trace the Leech host. Night Watch. Oh yeah. Okay. That's a great call. It's funny. Rough with. What's the? All right. So Shigenja gives direction, and I don't mean that literally. I mean that like figuratively, as this is a starting point for town. We have the vibes of an evil ping. Similarly, High Priestess gives direction, but of good pings. Town Crier is Minion Detector. We don't have a Demon Detector right now. And, like, that's fine, but I like to typically have a Demon Detector. Evil Detector in general. All right, we talked about Mez. No, not right now. What does Savant bring to the table? Not like it's malleable info. Demon detectors are hard with monster in general. Yeah. Like the thing is the demon detectors on the script will either A find the Yagababble, B find the leech who is not your target, or C get really weird information. And I think that's like still good. If you get weird info, if you're getting things all over the place, okay, little monster. You have that gives you a way to solve the demon. What other ways do we have to solve the demon right now? Not much. Savant, of course. That's about it. Yeah, true. I think Night Watchman gets cut. I think bringing in either like a fortune teller or what other good demon detectors are there? Because there's not much. Flower Girl, no. Um, there's not like any untitled spreadsheet. Yeah, welcome fish. Let me title it for you. Chambermaid is like typically sort of a demon detector, but I always write it as bluff detector. All right, let's go to. Oh, I don't have the wiki just like prepped there. Sage is a demon detector. Wait. Juggler's bluff detector. Like, there's not many demon detectors in the game Blood on the Clock Tower. Fortune Teller, Flower Girl are the only like direct ones. And oh, Choir Boy. And honestly, that's good. That is good design. They shouldn't make demon detectors, but you know, Snake Charmer. Yes, there you go. Thank you. That's also a demon detector. Let me think about it. Snake Charmer, Leech, that's fine. Snake Charmer, Yagababble, that's bad because you're gonna have a night of no deaths no matter what. Back in my day, Balloonist was a demon detector. So true, so real. Um, Snake Charmer with the Agababble is bad because you get a night of no deaths, and so it's kind of obvious that the person who comes out as Snake Charmed demon is probably right, probably true. Oh, but that would be great. That would open up the potential for so many bluffs as well. Um, and then I'm gonna get back to that in a second, Micah. Um, and then Snake Charmer, little monster is garbage. No, it could be an. That's what I'm thinking. Like it could be an Innkeeper Knight, and then someone on the evil team is just bluffing Snake Charmer. Snake Kazali. We don't have Kazali on the script. Not today, fish. Snake Charmer is not built for this. Also, here is a demon detector. Not a very good one. No. I think no demon detectors are gonna happen. Like what I could see is a dreamer. Because a dreamer is both a bluff detector and a demon detector. We have spy on our version of this current version of the script, so it can be bluffed by the evil team. It can also give really weird info. Um, if you get completely weird and wrong info, then you find out, okay, you're the drunk, you're the leech host, something like that. I think Dreamer. Empath is a demon detector. Empath is an evil detector, an alignment checker. I said choir boy. I don't think we're putting a king on this. Empath always sits next to the demon, though. That's hyperbole. All right, Dreamers joining the club. All right, I want to go back to that comment of you're a mobile leech hater, and honestly, very real. I agree with you. And that's kind of why, despite the fact that what the heck am I doing building the script? That's why I'm going to get rid of Hatter. And I'm going to put Plague Doctor back on there. Because Hatter, whether you run it chaos or not, oh no, okay. Give me a second to read the jinxes in a second. Hatter, whether you put chaos or not, um, means that the leech can just move. That the goal of the game can change. That we're playing a freaking game changer. Um, Googie was a demon that literally sat next to an empath 1 alpha. All right, what the heck are the jinxes? Plague Doctor can put a Baron in play, turning someone into the Tinker. All right, sold. Spy and Scarlet Woman are just give a minion this ability. Which honestly, giving a minion the Scarlet Woman ability halfway through the game, that's perfectly right up the alley of this script. So that was Hatter for Plague. Sure. Did I spell it right? Did I put the letters backwards? Yeah, I put the letters backwards. I do that. Plague Baron can make an evil tinker. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hop, let's not wait a minute. Was that game recorded or not? I can't remember. That was not a recorded game. That was the last one. It was? Oh dang. Anyway, let's spend another 7 minutes talking about this script. And then ads will happen. Where's the Dreamer go? Dreamer goes above the town crowd. Dreamer's in the right spot. Yo, let's go. Um, what else do we got? What else do we got on the script? Savant is malleable info. Is that actually how you spell malleable? No. I copied the text into Twitch chat because Twitch chat will give me uh options for correcting my spelling, even though Google Docs won't. Um, Cannibal is just like a second chance. It's a so both of these bluff by oh, it's confirmation. So it's a confirmation. Not very good confirmation because of the poisoning part. Slayer. Slayer kills. Slayers. And then Slayer's a demon detector. Slayer's a demon detector. Not a very good one. either it's not a very good one or it's the best one, depending on the game. Flower Girl is always fun. Sorry, no Flower Girl. We don't got a Vortox on here. Knight is having some rough troubles with Little Monster. Girl Monster as hell. What is Knight's role on this script? Here's the thing. Knight is like, okay, here are two players that aren't the demon currently. But the problem is, we have Scarlet Woman on here, and we have Little Monster on here. Both counters to the Knight. And I think, like, that's fine. I'm fine with having, like, townsfolk that just get countered by a thing. But, like, Little Monster counters it way too hard. And generic late game information. I think a Knight gets countered by too much stuff here. The other thing is Knight is a you start knowing roll, which if I am keeping Shugenja on here, I think having more than two is too many you start knowing rolls. Because Cannibal is on here, some people will be like, all right. Oh gosh. Oh, hold a second. I have to think about Shugenja. I'm holding Shugenja and Cannibal for a minute. But Cannibal is on here, so you start knowing rolls. We'll have a decent chance of being like, all right, let's get some Cannibal some deliciously good food. And the leech who hosted the you start knowing roll will be like, shit. So I want to try and reduce the number of you start knowing rolls on this script. Shugenja Cannibal. Uh-oh. We've found an unfortunate combo. Because Shugenja is really strong information. Shugenja is really strong information, like, period. I think there's a lot of counters to it on this script. Leech as a counter in my head. Scarlet Woman is a counter. Little Monster is a counter. But no matter how many counters you give to Shugenja, having a second set of Shugenja information cracks the game wide open. We need some amount of poisoning, methinks. Maybe we do. Maybe I get rid of Shugenja too. Knight is getting kicked off. That I will confirm right there. Knight is off. Can I pitch you Mash Magician? With hard Jinx on Monster instead of the new nonsense Jinx. I will listen to your pitch of Magician, and we can return to Jinx talk later. I will put a pin in both of those points. We have Innkeeper Fool, maybe Sailor instead of Fool. I much dislike Sailor on a Leech script. We would only have day, no night phase. Ah ha 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 ha. For that, I'm sending you to the ad realm. Wait, you're subscribed. That won't work. Magician can do plenty of work, disrupting early game with Leech and Yaga, which reward evil coordination. Yeah, all right. The other thing Spy and Boffin are really good. The other thing I really like with Magician is it doesn't wake. It's a passive roll. So I'm really on board for Magician. Yeah. Magician has counters. Let's go. What else were we talking about? Shugenja. Thank you very much, Fish, for subscribing for 5 months. Goodness gracious. Oh, ad break time. All right. I'm going to stop talking for 3 minutes. Thank you very much, Beastie, for the 6-month subscription. And thank you, Fish, for the sub to Hop, for the gift sub to Hop, which, goodness gracious, Twitch with the call out. There are 2 good Poppy scripts. They are Dusking the House of the Damned and Playing with Fire. I've not heard of Playing with Fire. Ooh, Ballad of Seat 7 got an update, like, right now. Fortune Teller for Village Idiot for Fortune Teller. I have to give the evil to. Oh, that's a really good change. That's a really nice change for Ballad of Seat 7. Fandom Detectives. They also have really good notes on what changed. Amnesiac instead of Engineer? Kazali was added for the evil team. Amnesiac's like is the most malleable role, and that's why I'm like, I try not to add it as much as I possibly can. VI for fortune teller. VI was added into the script instead of fortune teller. Fortune teller was removed from the script, and village idiot was added. Xali is fun fourth demon, as all four minions have interesting synergies with each other's. Boom Dandy and Organizer pair particularly well together. Scroll and do too. The only increasing the outsider count. Oh yeah, you really needed some outsider mod. You had a drunk. Okay. Playing with fire. I don't see playing with fire on here. Also, is the ad break done? Yeah, the ad break's done. I should get rid of the ad break text. I was gonna check real quick. Any other updates? Nope. Sorry, play with fire? Oh, okay. By Wolfie. Okay, that checks out. Summoner. Kagababble. Imp and Poke and Charge. Mastermind. Ooh. All right. Anyway. Where are we? What are we doing? What's going on? I'm confused. Shugenja. Shugenja is the current topic of discussion. And the concept of you start knowing roles on this script. Okay. I think Shugenja Cannibal is probably too much. Dare I let that happen? Dare I leave them both on the script? What do we have? Spy. We have Baron, Boffin, Harpy, Spy, Scarlet Woman. I think. I honestly. Yeah. Oh, Investigator could be fine enough here. Investigator could be fine. Investigator could be like a solid choice for a second you start knowing. However, here's my pitch for you. This minion suite, I think, can survive in a double Shugenja world. Despite, all the hardships and everything else going on, I think it's not a death sentence for the game. It'll not always. It'll be tough. But I think I'm going to leave Shugenja on here for a little bit longer. I'll return to this in a little bit. I think the Harpy will cause enough of a stir. And if... Yeah, Harpy can discredit. Baron doesn't care much. Boffin, shrug. Similarly, Scarlet Woman, can cover up, can be a safety net, and Spy is Spy. Spy don't care. I think this evil suite can make it out. Yagababble will have the worst trouble with this, but yeah, gosh. Lack of poisoner. There's an instinct in my brain. There's an instinct in my brain to go to just like, despite the fact that I don't check it very often, I think about these statistics just like subconsciously. Please load. Please load website. It's not gonna freaking load. The statistic of like what is the most popular minion. Poisoner is on 45% of scripts. There is just this voice in the back of my brain that's like, no poisoner. No. You can do without. You can be against the norm, be a hipster. Wait, do whatever. Um so I try and avoid that. Too bad for the drunk. Too Yeah, this is not the script to fight against outsider, the most popular outsiders. Oops. Let me adjust. Night is off the script, and let's talk about Magician for a minute. We have Magician, Lil Monster. Where's Magician? I'm gonna freaking make the window small. Each night, the magician chooses a minion. If that minion and Little Monster are alive, that minion babysits Little Monster. Magician Monster Raw Jinx with Scarlet Woman is no good. Oh, I don't like Magician. I don't like Little Monster Scarlet Woman in general, but like, all right. This is where my brain goes when I think the most recent batch of Jinxes created by Stephen Medway. What the heck did I write? What the heck did I write? Because I wrote some odd Jinxes for things I either disagreed with or just wanted to like test out homebrew myself. What do I have? Do I have things for um oh no, I don't no. I had the same thing, unfortunately. I don't have a workaround. Is it even in my homebrew nonsense section? No. It's not anywhere on there. I I think like I would be interested if this stays where it's at, if the script goes unchanged and we have Magician Lil Monster. I might spend spend a night just brainstorming what do I want as the true Jinx for this. Make my own Jinx because hard Jinx is probably like the right thing to do. Um Honestly, hard Jinx is I the problem is that okay. Let's think about this. Because one of the things that I really liked originally was the hard jinx between spy and damsel. Um, I thought, or like spy and damsel is, or no, spy and widow was one I really liked, or the widow and damsel is one I really liked, and like heretic and those other ones are less so, but specifically I want to talk about spy and damsel here. We're gonna go over here and we're just gonna clear this real quick. Where's Widow? I want specifically Widow. Widow. I need visual aid for my talking point. All right. Widow. One good player knows that a widow is in play. Damsel. If a minion publicly guesses you, you lose. There used to be a lovely hard jinx between this, meaning if one was in play, the other could not be. I loved this interaction right here, where if a player comes out and says, hey, I got the widow ping, and a damsel is sitting there and being like, no, you fucking didn't. You're a fucking liar. But I can't tell anyone that because I know if I do, you'll just guess me as the damsel. That is a great fucking interaction. Having an outsider that knows this information, that knows that, oh, this minion can't be in the game. This character can't be in the game, and so we're safe there. Is such a great, like, that's a great reason to keep a hard jinx. I like that a lot. The new jinx of just poisoning the damsel it's fine. It's whatever. It's just it's not as mechanically interesting as knowing this information. So here's the question. I have to go to none. Here's the question. Is a magician little monster hard jinx that same sort of thing? Because on one hand, yeah. Magician by their nature, if they choose to go into like this path, if magician goes into like if magician follows the sort of basic idea of what a magician does, is going to be suspicious. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, why did you tell me that, like, why did you ask me if I was your minion or whatever? Why did you like trying out to me as an evil player or whatever? Magician's going to seem suspicious. So if later in the game they're like, by the way, it's not a little monster game. Don't worry, guys. You're gonna be like, you sure? You sure? Words. The counterpoint, which honestly, hey Pix, the counterpoint of why I kind of do like this jinx, I kind of didn't like it because I don't like having this townsfolk who already has an ability get this extra piece of info that, oh, it's not a little monster game. Here's the counterpoint. Little monster know there is no magician in play, which means they get a bluff. They get a free bluff on this script. It's not a very good bluff. But if a minion comes out and is like, hey, I'm the magician, we don't need to think little monster worlds. If they could like convince enough of town with that. All right. I think I've talked myself into the hard drinks. I think I agree. Despite the fact, the reason I was very worried about it is there's 3 minions on here. Three demons. It's not a full 4 demon suite. And so if the magician is the one player on here that's like, okay, is it Leech or Yaga? The magician is going to be extra cautious of listening to words, listening to the phrases that people say. Oh, I'm gonna put. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put like. I'm gonna put a big red, bold question mark symbol, and just be like, "Want to keep this on here? You sure about that?" Shugen's is always also getting that. What do you mean, hey picks? Because you're PK, you're Vulpix. I said hi when you showed up and showed Bean Squish. Oh ah. Okay, where were we? Despite those two despite those two like sharp edges here, how does the rest of the townsfolk suite look? Just like vibes based. I'm not getting too deep into this right now. Do we think Good Team has enough information? Do you think Good Team has too much information? Just like staring at them. I'm kind of on the side of like they got a lot. They got a lot of good info. Townsfolk strong. Yeah, too much info. We have Dreamer. If we have Dreamer and Chambermaid, no. I think I gotta get rid of one of those. I think I gotta get rid of one of the bluff detectors. Half of S&V plus the most S&V like experimentals. Which one's out? Chambermaid or Dreamer? My thought is Dreamer. Yeah. Glad we agree. All right. And here's Chambermaid is easier for a non-spy, non-buff, and evil team to take a swing at. Okay. I like that. And here's my solution to getting an extra townsfolk on here that won't actually like benefit the good team all that much. There we go. I'll allow it. The amnesiac's back on the escalator. Having an amnesiac be this like the most malleable thing ever of like, oh, what if you're just drunking your neighbors for some weird reason? Or like the demon bluffs amnesiac and says, yeah, flying woke me up and told me that seat 7 in particular is the demon. And I got a bingo yesterday. Amnesiac, I think, is hopefully like the good team still has so much info, but Boffin Boffin Amnesiac. Oh no. I think Amnesiac's enough of an agent of chaos. That does sound like Patters. You can just sit down here for a minute. So, I think it was hair ticker leech or something. That checks out. All right. So, now the reason why maybe we didn't need to actually do that is the outsiders. Welcome back in, outsiders. Let's get you some theme music, outsiders. Want to get some theme music for the outsiders. Let's go. Here comes the outsiders. All right. So we got the Tinker, best character in Blood on the Clock Tower. Everybody loves a good Tinker, right? So true. But unfortunately, Tinker is only misinfo over deaths. Tinker is sort of like the sort of like, you know, centerpiece to this script, this concept, but it doesn't actually mess with information at all. Our buddies Recluse and Drunk are in town though. All right, what does Recluse do? Recluse screws with Shugenja. Recluse screws with Town Crier. Recluse screws with Oracle. Recluse could screw with Savant, but please don't do that. Recluse could screw with Slayer, but that's just silly. Recluse is almost too bad. Recluse. Yeah, Recluse is putting in some weight. Hey, remember how we were just talking about a game yesterday that was recorded where Hop was the flower girl and I was the recluse, and I made very certain that I didn't vote on the first day so that Hop like could get a read without me. Black. Recluse Slayer is absolute gonna happen on here, and you know it. I mean, that's part of the freaking script. That's why this exists. Drunk is the cover for the leech. All right, what do we have last? We have Plague Doctor. All right, Plague Doctor, what you up to? You're getting into a lot of fun because Baron just passes the problem down. Oh, I should. What music is playing? Cyber Strider Madeline. Which one is this? Yeah, we can keep with this. Baron passes the problem down. Scarlet Woman gives another safety net. Boffin. Oh wow, Boffin. We're gonna get back to the Boffin in a second. Spy is just info mid game. Great. Wait, Spy also, it says like this whole ability. If Plague Doctor dies, a living minion gains the Spy ability in addition to their own. So the minion also starts to misregister. And Plague Doctor is now, when you die, the storyteller gains a minion ability. So, I'm going to paint a disgusting picture for you all. Wait, hold on. I can do this. Let me save, download JSON, put a bunch of ones in front of this. I want to paint a disgusting picture for y'all because it'll be funny. What do we have? Spy, Baron, Buffett. Oh wait, right. I need more seats. There we go. That's enough. We got a little monster game with a spy, a bear, and Boffin. We toss Plague Doctor in there, and whatever, a Tinker, who knows. And then let's just toss some more things in there. There we go. Okay, the spy has this ability to misregister. Then the Plague Doctor dies. All right, I guess the Boffin will now have the ability to misregister as well. And then during the night, the storyteller decides, you know what? Let's kill the cannibal. And bada bing, bada boom. All three evil team members now are no longer seen as minions. Don't do this. But I'm happy that this is a possibility. And the last thing is Plague Dr. Harpy, which, on the final three, the poor town crier gets themselves executed as the host because they've got nothing but nose. Oh, poor town crier. The dreamer that learns everyone is either their bluff or the leech. Oh gods, don't do that. All right. What was I gonna talk about? I was gonna talk about Boffin. We're gonna move down to like how is the minion suite. Let's talk about Boffin because what that does is it gives the freaking demon townsfolk ability. Or no, wait. A good a not in play good characters ability. Okay. Um demon getting the grandmother ability and then you confirming them as the grandmother because there's a Scarlet Woman in play. Bada bing, bada boom. uh demon gets the High Priestess ability. Oh wow. Love that. Uh demon gets the chambermaid ability. Pretty good. That's actually like pretty decent info. Yeah, I'm checking and honestly on board. Boffin Town Crier boring. Often Oracle boring. Often Innkeeper. You get to drunk someone. Half a poisoner. Boffin Savant. Pass. I'm never talking to the storyteller with that. Except like maybe one day. Boffin Slayer. Boffin Slayer shoots self. It's legal. Boffin Cannibal. Solid. Boffin Fool. Oh no. Oh no, Boffin Fool. I love that. Shit. Oh. Yeah, you could hand the good players the baby. Um a Yagababble who gets the Boffin Fool ability and they're just like, "Oh no. That guy got to be the leech." Oof. I love that. Boffin pulls so much fucking weight on this script. Wow. Typically, I think of Boffin as just like there's a little spice on the side. Amnesiac, fucking, don't tell Patters. All right. The yeah, you're getting to the problem that I was about to bring up. boffin little monster, though. Because that means you can constantly keep swapping around what ability the evil team has. That's strong. What if we don't need an amnesiac? Let me just call Patters up and tell a little script. You can. Yeah, don't. Yes, but don't. Shit. I might be done with this script. Like we still have our pain points. Magician I think is solid enough. If you hard jinx it, I think that works. Especially like yeah, the evil team's got enough shit on here. No, nothing says you have to, and I agree you shouldn't. With Boffin Little Monster, give each minion an assigned Boffin ability that will be their bluff. Solid. Yeah. And here, oh, shit, here's the thing. Boffin gives a bluff in a little monster game. That's real good. Okay. Here's another. Yeah, we don't need a poisoner here. It's hey, let's go. Here's another like question. I've already forgotten what the question was that I was about to ask. No, here's a thought that I had in my head. In a magician game, hello Leica, good evening. In a magician game, there's going to be like some chaos and some confusion because the evil team doesn't like know each other, and so the minions don't have bluffs, and it'll be a little bit chaotic, something like that. Unless it's a spy, unless it's a boffin, they have some counters. In a little monster game, there's going to be some chaos, some confusion because they don't have bluffs. And so hard jinxing Magician and Little Monster kind of works perfectly. Yeah, I'm removing the question mark. Put hard jinx in there and you solid. The only rough point left is Shugenja. Do I stick to my guns and say Shugenja Cannibal is fine here? Shugenja Yagababble is already worrying for me. Here's the thing. I like just solves the game sometimes, and that's fine. Yeah, here's the thing. I love making chaotic scripts. I mean, look what you have on your screen. This is a nightmare. However, the sort of point of this stream, because in the past I've been building scripts like just let's toss some crap together, let's see how things work out. The sort of point of this stream was to dissect. Let's look at a script. Let's look how each and every character interacts with each other, and let's see which one works, which ones don't. And we've figured out this one doesn't really work. Let's not stick to the guns there. I'm putting an investigator back in. I can't spell. I think investigator is a strong bit of information, especially like we have Little Monster on here. We have like magician, meaning that some minions won't get bluffs. Investigator has some like can be very strong on here. Investigator can be cannibal food as well. Investigator Town Crier Coracle might be a bit much. Yeah. What's Noble? What's Noble doing? Noble gives you 2 good and 1 evil. It gives you some confirmation. Do we need confirmation on here? Here's the thing. What's better, Investigator or Noble on a script with a Recluse? Because, like, at the point of Recluse, Noble? For Investigator, that just becomes like a librarian. Like, oh, okay. That player's either a minion or their bluff of Recluse is true. And I know exactly which minion they would be. Noble feels less awful. Recluse can be a good or an evil in a Noble. All right. I'll let Noble with the Recluse in their pings is more likely to get some info. That's very true. That is very fair. All right. That one's out. Dreamer was out, I think. Dreamer was the one out. I kept Chambermaid because I thought that was more interesting and like kind of and worked. Amnesiac. Sorry. Noble. Letters. Alphabet. How do you work? I'm way too tempted to just do the easy fillery versions of these characters when I build. That's very fair. Savant's on here because I needed a space filler. Savant's just solid. Amnesiac's on here because I need the most malleable character because Town is too good. Always nice to see someone talk through. Can we do this spicier start knowing Evil Finder? Well, I'm glad I indulged. All right, so are we good here? So the other thing that I was going to do, despite the fact that the stream is like hitting the point where I typically stop, the other thing that I wanted to do, actually, you know what? That's not the right script. I'll tell you what I was gonna do, and then I'm also gonna like show you. Yes, I want to replace the JSON. What I wanted to do was I wanted to look at the script and see what characters on here have like direct connections, have direct sort of these characters interact in really nice ways or really bad ways. Things like Noble and Recluse. That's a pretty bad way. Grandmother and Spy. That's a really interesting interaction because Spy can pretend to be the grandmother. Grandmother can see the Spy. Relationship mapping. Yes. That's another thing I really like doing on on BOTC scripts. Because like typically I don't write them out. I just like vibe check. Like, all right, what do we got? What do we got? We got Fool and Leech. There you go. We got Fool and Innkeeper. I was talking about this, like that. And it's too late in the stream. I did a lot of this already. So we're gonna go on here. Um, Post it to the script site with a link to your polycule map for this script. What do you mean? You're right, but what? Does that exist? um, Chambermaid and Spy. Spy can't fake sleeping for Chambermaid. Let's fucking go. Same thing with Chambermaid and Recluse. That's the reason that I was like, let's keep that's one of the back of my head reasons that I was like, let's keep Chambermaid over Dreamer, because Chambermaid can just ignore the Recluse, doesn't get tripped up by it. Fool and grandmother. Fool doesn't make a great grandchild. Are you sure about that? BOTC script that's just about one really, really toxic polycule. Ooh, script idea. Magician and Recluse. Recluse can technically learn Magician. Don't. Shout outs to that one game that Patters ran where Patters gave the demon four minions because there was a Recluse in play. I don't think that's legal. I don't agree. I don't agree that you can't register for gameplay rules. Then getting your polycule to play that script. Oh, so real. Recluse and Spy. Recluse can appear as minions or demons on the Grimoire. Is that legal? I think it is. I think that is legal. I'm fine with that. Boff and Recluse. Recluse can appear as a demon. You say don't. Excuse me. Excuse me. In a little monster game, Recluse Boffin. Excuse me. Hold on. Hold on. We're going on a tangent. Technically, everything is legal. True. What are you given? We have a Boffin in a little monster game. They're given the Recluse an ability. They're giving the Amnesiac ability to the Recluse. They're giving the Tinker ability to the Recluse. They can give the Plague Doctor ability to the Recluse. Is there any other like bad ones here? Give the Recluse the Slayer ability and just be like, here, fucking do it. I dare you. uh, the best thing about not understanding VOTC still is that I can just make suggestions and not worry about the consequences. TM. Both give and receive. Oh. Let's go back to the interactions. Unclear if Spy's misregistration can help hide Little Monster. Ken to the town crier. Ken to the... Oh, Dreamer's not on here. Dreamer's not on here anymore. Oops. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go through every single one of these because I'm EP. What I want to go through, I don't care about the goods. Some of these I agree with, but like I don't care to read all of these. Great. Oh, we got a great. Noble and Oracle is good synergy. Oh shit, that is really good synergy. Damn. Warning. Here we go. Noble Boffin, useless. Noble Leech. First night info excuse me, must be false if Leech host. Sure. The good synergy I like because you have a ping of these three people, and like you test the first one and the oracle number doesn't go up. You test the second one and the number does go up. Whoa, oh shit, you got the evil. That's the sort of like good synergy that I was pointing out. Grandmother can confirm drunk. So true. So true, bestie. Tone Crier Bennett's from Long Games. Oh yeah, grandmother is a shorter game. I guess. Little monster targets are chosen by the ST. If the grandchild is killed during the day by a babysitter, the grandmother dies immediately. Excuse me, that's the point. That's the point of this script. Hold on. Can the boffin give a killing roll? Okay. Here's a thought for you. The demon gets the Slayer's ability because of the boffin. Yeah. The boffin is holding a little monster. The boffin gives itself the Slayer's ability. The grandmother sees the recluse. The boffin shoots the recluse. The recluse dies. The grandmother also dies. The grandmother then immediately says, "What the fuck? How?" Add golem. It's a sorry, Paper Star. It's a little too late. I agree with you. However, maybe in the next version. It's a little too golem. Here's the other fucking thing. We don't need this script to have like we don't have to have this script be max of 25 characters or whatever. That's the normal max 25. We could go 26. We could push a golem on there and push this off the page. We could do that. Anyway, High Priestess and a Harpy. Mad players are generally not a great target for the High Priestess. Says you. Shut up. Go read the High Priestess write-up. Town Crier benefits from long games. We storytelling nightmares up in here. I want to run Storyteller's Nightmare at some point. I gotta do that. And I gotta ask Alejo, where's the current version of Storyteller's Nightmare? Because they've said that they're gonna make a bunch of like changes, and then it hasn't been updated on the script website. When they did the Flesh and Bone streams, they were still using an old version. I think I found a more recent update of Storyteller's Nightmare. They've been busy lately. Very true. I shouldn't bug them. I believe they posted like a newer version to their Discord, except it also had a bunch of weird text like scrolled into the JSON, like if it had homebrew characters in it or something. Anyway, Troy's Leech is a rules nightmare. Then don't do it. They had an update for Milk's Run. Oh. When did Milk run it? I don't remember that. Recluse can muddle. Don't. Spy can rattle. Please don't. Maybe. Grim Scenarios on a week ago. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go see if that VOD is still up somewhere because I gotta see. There's gotta be a fucking wizard on there. Yeah. The current version doesn't have a wizard. It doesn't have Hatter, I believe. Shrug. There's a lot of things that it's missing that should be a nightmare. Slayer, little monster, demon can hop around, sure. Slayer Boffin, this ability is near useless to the demon. That's right, near useless. We've found a few ways. Cannibal Magician is funny, actually. Where is that? Cannibal Magician. Like, the problem is technically that doesn't do anything. Like my interpretation of the rules is that a cannibal magician doesn't uh doesn't yeah, magician only works at the starting info. Shout outs to magician poppy grower though. Yeah, thank you Micah. Potential double minion. Yeah, I was talking about that. Beware too much protection. That's not the only two. I'm looking forward. You can't see it because of the music, uh, but I'm looking forward to the error down here. The one error. Magician Scarlet Woman will immediately know if it's a magician when one of the demons is executed. Little monster targets are chosen by the storyteller. Sure. Magician Boffin is useless. Yeah, you're right. Amnesiac Boffin gives the recluse the magician ability, Drunk Leech. Yeah, I want to hide it well. Tinker Boffin dangerous for the demon. This script makes sense. Tinker little monster hard bluff. Sure. Tinker is a great bluff. Tinker, the concept of this script is Tinker as a demon bluff. Almost chosen. Spy can change the buffed character by registering as it. Whoa. Shit. Holy crap, that's cool. I don't fully know if I agree with that interpretation of the rule, but like I've never thought about that. Boffin being you get an out of play character, Spy being register as that, and now Boffin thinks that it's in play, that it's entered play. Oh, I think that's legal. I think that's real. Shit. Fuck. Yo. Share the news, everyone. Spy Boffin bullshit. Does the same happen if Pithead character makes a Boffin? Yes. That fully certain true, I agree with. Found a new FMV game to play. Let's go. That sounds great. Fish, have you heard of Contradiction? Please look that up if you haven't. All right, what the heck is the error message? If there are 5 players and the host dies, yes. This is a true error. That's a freaking course I have. Great. Okay, great. I should play that at some point. This is in fact a true error. Let me pull up my specific rules clarification that I've typed up. Where is it? Mechanics discussion. That's where I put it. Events in the game can seem to happen simultaneously, but functionally must have an order to them. The death of a leech functionally happens as a response to their host's death. If the leech hosts die while there are 5 players alive, then the leech functionally dies when there are 4 players alive. That is my take on this interaction. That is my take. Feel free to disagree, but I think if the leech host dies on 5, the Scarlet Woman's ability is gone. Is no. Only works at 6. Yes. But I like writing it out in long text where you can hear my thought process. Similarly, I wrote out setup abilities happen before characters become active. The marionette must be sitting next to the demon token, not a player whose character ability will eventually register as a demon. That's my take. That's how my brain works. Oh, by the way, advertisements are going to happen soon. Do I have any more? I think I'm done with this script. I think the workshop is complete. Oh, I forgot we're listening to a different playlist from my normal one, and that's why there's just question mark at the end. It's like, what album is this in? It's in the Insane in the Rain Music's album. I just never labeled it. I don't think it's actually in an album. Any other little monster bullshit on here? No DA. We have Scarlet Woman, which is pretty bullshit. Oh wait, there's a Jinx. I forgot there's a Jinx. There are 5 more players alive. The player holding the little monster token dies. The Scarlet Woman is given the little monster token tonight. That's it. That's not much of a Jinx. Oh, I gotta press the ads and progress button. It really doesn't fix it. No, I think that Jinx needs more. It locks for 1 day. I agree. The thought of is given the little monster token tonight and tomorrow. That's correct interpretation of it because it doesn't like specifically say that. Also, because of the way this script is written, it can't be the Scarlet Woman is given the little monster token tonight. It has to be the Scarlet Woman is given the little monster token now. Because you don't necessarily execute the little monster player. Anyhow, I should head to bed. Good scripting. Thank you for joining. You helped a lot. Please rest well. The last thing I was going to say about this stream is actually going to be a shout out to Connecticut Blood on the Clock Tower, but I will wait to finish giving that shout outs till after the ad break. I'm glad I'm seeing like a bump in viewers right as the ad break is going on. So maybe Twitch will give me more monies. Let's go. Yay, Connecticut. Also, I'm gonna end stream in like 15 minutes or less, probably less, probably closer to 10. Um, all right, ad break's almost over. I forget what was I talking about before that. I'm getting way too tired right now. I'm glad you enjoyed this stream. I'm happy to have my friends hang out and talk. What does it mean for the storyteller to gain a minion ability? The storyteller is the moderator of the game, the one who's organizing this whole thing, and they're just gonna get one of these abilities down here, one of these 5 of like spy, harpy, scroto, and boffin, baron. The storyteller just gets one of them and just gets to choose, like make choices if they say they get the harpy ability, then the storyteller chooses 2 players. Oh yeah, we're teaching like how to play Clock Tower in like 3 weeks or something. Um what was I gonna say? Connecticut Blood on the Clock Tower. CTBOTC on Twitch. The reason why I wanted to do this stream is because over on wait, is that how you spell Connecticut? Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. Over on the Kinetic Cat Blood on the Clock Tower Discord, because it's somebody changed the name of the Discord to be Kinetic Cat instead of Kinetic Cut. Just noticing that now. They just updated their server like within the past 2 days, um, to be a community server, which means they have threads. And so they made a thread called custom script brainstorming. It means script brainstorming, but they also made a typo there intentionally that time. Both of those are definitely intentional. And I was like, oh shit, look at these cool people talking about scripts and trying to like dissect all of the different interactions and see how it's all organized. And I was like, I want to post something there. Except the problem is the only like scripts I really put tons of thought into and like try and measure every single interaction are scripts made for competitions. And so I send it into a competition and then I just sort of forget about it. And it just sort of, is gone. It's into the ether. Shout outs to I want to say pseudo regalia, but that's not it. Um Fuck, I can't even think of the name of the leech script I made. Um Pseudo is just in my head. 1 second. I'm pulling it up on another monitor. My scripts. Day of the Tentacle. No. Herototherapy. That's the one. That's the one. It doesn't even start with a P. It is a script that like I'm pretty proud of. Oh god, it has evil twin. Maybe I take that away. Um uh but because it was made for one stream, one competition, uh like I haven't touched it since then. I haven't checked to see how's the balance. I should really check and see how the balance of my old scripts are. Like what's the one? It's snack time or something. Where's the freaking snack time script? Oh, did somebody else posted it? Hold on. Heavy sleepers. Turn undead. Where's snack time? Snack size. There we go. This is, oh wow, it's the old script format. Wow. Snack sized. Yeah. Thank you, fish. Um I had a comment from Hallow, like at Clock Tower Con a year ago, that was like, hey, this is a really good script, but also Klutz doesn't work well on it that much. And I was like, me going back and checking the balance on my old scripts. I don't really do that. So that's the concept of this stream, was me looking back, checking my process of writing through a couple old scripts with the same concept. And I'm probably gonna go post this new version of, I think I'm bringing back the old name, Tinker as a Demon Bluff. I'm gonna post this over on the Kinetic Cat Blood on the Clock Tower Discord server and just be like, hey, all right, tell me how else we can fix this. Where are the other hard edges in the script? How can we fix this shit? Yeah. And that's why I wanted to stream. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the suggestions, especially to Micah. Good. I need to get her on like a stream to actually you do a cozy script writing sometime. Now I'm gonna go back and read this message. What do you call a cute door? Adorable. So real. So thank you, Beastie. Who's streaming? Is there anyone I feel like rating? Salazabim is playing Leica. Freya Melodic was playing Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers, but it seems like she's done for the night. Six Alone is streaming. Satan isn't herself is doing Peggle Knights runs. But what I'm actually gonna check and see is if Hallow is going to continue streaming, even though they've been streaming for 4.5 hours. Looks like they're still going. Oh, they're talking to people on Discord. They're gonna keep going. We're gonna go say hi to Hallow. Warning. They are playing a lovely game called Beastie Ball. And they are speedrunning it. So oh gosh, goodness gracious. It looks like they are currently at the final boss of Beastie Ball. Okay, maybe they aren't going to stream for very long. If anyone doesn't mind spoilers for the game Beastie Ball, you should join along this raid. Otherwise, duck out if you need to. Don't spoil the game here. Go play it yourself. Beastie Ball's lovely. I should play it at some point. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a lovely evening. Good rest to you all. Good night. Thank you. Love you. Bye. I'm gonna press the button now.